Right, guys, Leicester have just beaten Burnley by 2 goals to 0. And yeah, Burnley will feel a bit disappointed with that result. I think obviously the focus with this game is more on Burnley than Leicester because Leicester have sort of, you know, this season's a bit of a write off for them now with the amount of injuries they've had and the lack of form in the league and European competitions. I mean, they're still in the Conference League, and if I were them, I'd go for it in that because they're out of the FA Cup and they're going to finish mid-table in the Premier League. So, may as well. Um, but yeah, Burnley, they didn't play badly. Um, but at the same time, they didn't create that many clear cut chances. They did have the ball in the back of the net in the middle of the first half from Maxwell Cornet after a brilliant bit of play from Aaron Lennon, who I thought was one of Burnley's best performers tonight. Anything that did happen that was good for Burnley generally came from him, and he did brilliantly to get past Luke Thomas and put a ball across, but Cornet just went slightly too early and tapped the ball in the back of the net, but unfortunately he was offside. But unfortunately for Burnley anyway. And yeah, Burnley did have a bit of a problem in the first half with Ben Mee taking a knock. Well, more than a knock. It was when they replayed the tackle, I was like, where's the damage actually being caused? Like, when does the contact happen, and how bad is it? It was a bit of a strange one because you couldn't actually see that much bad contact. It was just like it looked like Ben Mee had put in a strong tackle on Patson Daka. Daka hadn't really left anything on Ben Mee. Daka got straight back up, but Mee seemed to be hurt by it. And yeah, I was struggling to see how, but he was hobbling for the next 10 minutes, and it's clearly injured him. Somehow it might have just been a freak incident. But yeah, Burnley fans will be hoping that he is all right because he is a massive part of like the reason they're still in with a chance of staying up this season because he is the leader of the back four and makes a huge difference. I don't think it had that much of an impact on them tonight because when Nathan Collins did come off the bench, he barely put a foot wrong, to be honest. He played quite well. And yeah, the only defensive error that Burnley really made all tonight was James Tarkowski had one early on where he completely left the ball for some reason. Daka managed to get a shot off and it was saved by Nick Pope, who kept Burnley in it tonight. To be fair, he made some absolutely phenomenal saves. There was that one from Daka, there was one from Ricardo Pereira early on in the game, which he somehow managed to get down and scoop it out before it crossed the line. And there was another one, I can't remember who. It was Harvey Barnes, yeah. And this was the best of the lot. It was like the reaction he gave to it when he saved it was similar to the one Jerzy Dudek gave when he made that double save on Shevchenko in 2005. He's just flicked an arm up and it's the ball's bounced off his arm and gone over the bar, and he just looks up and just goes, how the friggin' hell have I saved that? God knows, to be honest, but it was a brilliant save, and he made a few more throughout the game. Leicester did get the breakthrough though through James Maddison. In fact, it was the two subs combined and the two subs who did score the 2 goals. Jamie Vardy and James Maddison. Maddison's came from it came from Jake Rodriguez chasing down a back pass to Schmeichel. Schmeichel only just getting there, booting it upfield. Vardy took it down, laid it off to Maddison, and it was an absolutely brilliant strike from Maddison. who, he comes across as a bit of one of those players who, likes himself a bit too much, and, starts giving it all that about, like, I don't know, pointing to his name on the back of his shirt. Um, yeah, not for me personally, but it was a brilliant goal either way. And Vardy's, it was a really good cross by Harvey Barnes late on, and Vardy just had to let it bounce off his noggin into the net. And of course, Vardy was letting the Burnley fans know the score. But yeah, for Burnley, they didn't create enough chances, to be honest, that were that great. And one thing I've noticed about Weghorst is that I've really liked him since he's joined Burnley. He's had a massive impact on them, and I'm sure they might not have done as well as they have done in recent weeks had he not been playing. But for a guy who is 6'6", he isn't the most aerially dominant player of all time. Which, I mean, if that's not the case, it's nothing against him. It's just something I've noticed. Well, in this game, to be honest, his game is more on like constantly causing defenders problems, putting them under pressure, winning the ball, and then as soon as he does win the ball, give it to someone else and then make a run. It seems to be his style of play a bit more. Yeah, Burnley is not a horrendous result. It's not a good one, definitely though. But they still stand a fair chance of surviving. I think Watford and Norwich, their fate might just be sealed now. I think they might. Well, they're going to really struggle to stay up at this point. And then that last spot seems to be between now Burnley, Everton, and Leeds. And to be honest, I wouldn't even rule out Brentford getting brought into it, because despite how they did get some impressive results at the start of the season, since around October, their form hasn't really been that good. It has been the form of a team who looked like they wouldn't be 100% safe come the end of the season, so they could get brought into it. But I still think Burnley stand a fair chance of surviving. And yeah, with Burnley, obviously in a few years' time, Sean Dyche is going to leave. And I just feel like Burnley are one of those sides that we are, like this Burnley team, we are going to remember it, obviously, with, like, it's sort of like an iconic back three now, with Nick Pope in goal, and then in front of him Ben Mee and James Tarkowski. And the reason I say that is because it does look unlikely that both Tarkowski and Ben Mee will be there next season, because both their contracts are out, and I think Nathan Collins has sort of been brought in as a replacement for one of them. They'll need to sign someone else as well, obviously, in the summer if both defenders go. But yeah, they are a brilliant partnership, Ben Mee and Tarkowski, and without them, I think Burnley would have been relegated long ago, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's fair enough to say. But yeah, a win for Leicester, but it's too late in the season now for them to really make anything of this Premier League campaign. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.